Hello, bonjour. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my video, and special thanks for those who subscribe to my channel. This video is called Battle Group Training, Part 6, Suppressing Fire. You may have to consider using suppressing fire in more occasions than you may think. Sometimes having your enemy pinned will facilitate an assault against it, or flanking your enemy would be easier if the anti-tank, for example, is pinned down. The step for suppressing fire is very easy. Just follow the reference sheet like this one, and while you use the green arrow to follow each step for suppressing fire. So we're going to go with a few examples. First, we have here a platoon of 5 guys, or a squad of 5 infantrymen. Grenadier. So first thing, you go to the area of fire with small arms, and you look a squad of 5 with rifle, all of them. The rate of fire is 1, so we know they can fire 5 shots. So that's the first step for suppressing fire. You look at you give the order suppressing fire, and if he doesn't move, you can do 2 suppressing fire. So you can point at one enemy unit and then to another for the second part. So and you have to tell them in advance. So I'm going to fire at this guy, suppressing fire, and my second fire would be against those guys. Next, you go to the suppressing fire effect table. From there, you look the rate of fire. It's between 5 and 8 because my guys can fire 5 shots. And then you have the range from your enemy. So my infantry here, any of those infantry table or the anti-tank at the far end is between 10 and 20 inches. So you go with the table, medium 10 to 20. Infantry, I need to roll a 4+, and a deploy gun like the anti-tank gun, I need to roll a 4+. So that I decide using suppressing fire from these guys, and if I choose any of those infantry team or the anti-tank, it's the same. I need to roll a 4+ because they are between 10 and 20 inches away from my team. Regardless, there's just a fence, wooden fence between the two, or it's in the open, or there's a rock wall. It's all 4+. So you roll the dice, and for example, I rolled a 5. So that means whatever target I choose has been hit. Now to know if that unit that has been hit is pinned down or not, the enemy, so the team that received the hit, need to roll a cover save. So we go to the table, the cover save. If they are in the open, like in this case, this team is in the open, he need to roll a 6. The same thing apply to my anti-tank gun at the far end. He need to roll a 6 to be safe, otherwise it would be pinned. Then those one behind the wooden fence need to roll a 5, and behind the rock wall need to roll a 4. So he roll, and he roll a 1. That means regardless what protection they have, they are now pinned down. So if it is the anti-tank would be pinned. The same for any of those infantry team behind the rock wall, the wooden fence, or in the open. They all pin. Plus, because they roll a 1, they suffer 1 casualty. So one of the soldiers on any of those teams is being eliminated. So this is as simple as it can for suppressing fire. You roll, according to the table, suppressing fire effect table. You look at the distance, you roll your dice. If you met, that team is hit. Then they need to do a cover save. So they look, if they are in the open, like this team or the anti-tank gun at the far end, they are in the open, they need to roll a 6. Then cover is the wooden fence. They need to roll a 5. And the rock wall need to roll a 4. In this case, they roll a 1. Any of those teams that you will have picked will be pinned down. Because it's a suppressing fire, the team that got pinned down doesn't need to do a morale test on that case. Now in regard, we're going to do another example, but this time we're going to use the Panzer IV-J here. He's going to use his main gun with HE round in it. So we want to pin them down. Any infantry team he would pick, he can fire at, and even the anti-tank at the far end that is over 20 inches, he got the same possibility to pick him. Now when we look at the suppressing fire effect table, we can see that HE doesn't have a distance to change the hit point that you need to roll. So for the Panzer IV-J, all we know if it's very light gun, medium gun, or heavy gun, we look at his gun. It's a 75mm L43. We go to the German armament gun, and we can see the 75mm L43 is part of the light gun family. So when we look at the table, we can see light gun need a 4+ for infantry, regardless how far they are from your Panzer IV. The deploy gun, the anti-tank at the far end, at the corner of the street over there, as well need a 4+. So you roll your dice, and you roll a 4. That means all those teams has been hit. So whoever you pick. Now, like with the infantry against infantry or the anti-tank gun, they need to do a cover safe. For them, we roll their dice, and they roll a 4 as well. So cover safe table show infantry or deploy gun in the open, need a 6. So my anti-tank gun, will that be, if it's the team they pick, will that be pinned down? And all those in the open, will that be pinned down, like this infantry team? Now soft cover, like that wooden fence, they need a 5, we roll a 4. All those guys will have be pinned if we will have picked one of those. And those two infantry teams, they are behind the stone wall. They need to roll a 4+. That's what they roll. They will not be pinned down. So very easy for HE gun to pin the same way as for infantry. Very few steps to determine if they are pinned down or not. It's a great advantage. Now the Panzer IV feel pretty comfortable. They know that anti-tank gun is pinned down, so he cannot fire at you next turn. So that complete suppressing fire. We saw an infantry and a Panzer IV-J using his main gun with HE against infantry unit or anti-tank. You may as well using the suppressing fire table, and you can see you get soft skin vehicle like truck, open top vehicle like an Hellcat that have open top, and the tank. And on the table they will tell you what the number you need to roll to hit them. Cover safe is the same thing. It shows infantry deployed gun and any other vehicle. So really basic, really easy. You just have to follow that little reference chart that show you each step to follow. When you use suppressing fire, the unit that get pinned down never have to do a morale test. So if you have any comments or any remark you would like to make, please write them in below in the comment section. Thank you very much for that. And I will see you soon with my next video. So thank you again, and bye-bye.